Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sonic Historian podcast. My name is Radrey, and today I am joined by JoinGun. Do you think you could give us a little introduction of who you are and what your association is with Sonic the Hedgehog?
I am the guy who made the hashtag JoinGun and hashtag Make Team Dark Great Again on Twitter. I also have an Instagram, and we also have a Discord. And my association with Sonic is I've been a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog for the past, I'm going to say 20 years. And I've been hooked on Sonic ever since. When I first played a Sonic game, it was when I was 13, I think.
Oh, really?
And it was back in high school. And the first Sonic game I played was a demo of Sonic Adventure.
Oh, really?
3D Sonic Adventure 2 that made me a real fan of a certain black hedgehog.
Okay, so you're under the hashtag JoinGun, and it's kind of like a movement, so to say, to get Gun back into Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, Gun only appears in Sonic Adventure 2, and I think, was it Sonic X, the television show, and Sonic Generations? Am I correct about that? Does Gun make any other appearances? I mean, also the Archie comic, but I can't think of any other.
They're also kind of an antagonist in the game Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, right.
We are introduced we are introduced to the Gun Commander, who has a personal history with Shadow the Hedgehog. Also in Archie comics, the Gun Commander appears in Archie comics, and he appears not only in the post Super Genesis Wave continuity and after Super Genesis Wave.
Okay. Wow. So I guess with that introduction, that explanation, do you think you could give us a little background on who Gun is in terms of the Sonic universe? Let's say somebody stumbles across this podcast and they have no idea what Gun is in Sonic.
Gun is the kind of the army, not only for the United Federation, but from my understanding, from Sonic News Network or the Sonic Wiki, they're kind of the army for the whole world of Sonic. It's an international army. When we see in Sonic Unleashed, they don't appear, but in the Archie comics, I remember that they are kind of the global army for the Earth or Sonic's world after Super Genesis Wave. And yeah, they're kind of central to the lore of Sonic the Hedgehog. Up until I think Sonic Colors, where they don't appear because of the two worlds.
To clarify, GUN stands for Guardian Units of Nations. Is that correct? In Sonic?
Yes, it is.
So now you say on Instagram that there was something that contributed to the start of this cause. What would you say that was? And you think you could explain it?
I can. I recently asked on the Sonic News Network or the Sonic Wiki why Gun doesn't appear in the games anymore. And what I had an answer I had was the one who said the question said, I think they're trying to soften up Sonic for the kids, and having an army specialized in all the things they're doing in Sonic Adventure, Shadow the Hedgehog, is not right for the kids. Even though I find this a bit hypocritical, because the movie is gonna have Gun in it. I don't think those who are doing the movie care if it's good for the kids to see an army or not.
And this was a comment where, again?
On Sonic News Network.
Okay. Do you happen to know who wrote this on the news network?
I prefer not telling.
Okay, that's fine.
People, I don't want people to say, "Oh, but you're wrong," or anything like that. So I'm keeping it so no one is going to target this specific person for saying this.
Okay. You started this movement based upon this comment. You feel what's your overall like kind of goal with it? Do you have like a goal of some kind?
The goal of hashtag JoinGun and hashtag Make Team Dark Great Again would be to bring Gun back, mainly in the games. The comics, maybe if they could appear in the comics, but from my understanding, the comics aren't supposed to be canon. There's a saying.
Oh, really?
Archie Comics was not connected to the games, even though I know Archie Comics had a very popular, had an impact on the fan base. I think Sega was trying to say, no, comics, it's their own thing, and the games are not the comics.
Mm-hmm.
So mainly it would be the game, but if they can be brought back in IDW publishing, well, why not?
Right. Okay, so basically when you saw this comment written, you kind of felt like you had to do something in order to say that, no, Gun was like one of the better parts of Sonic Adventure 2 and other, games as well. Like it really added something to the Sonic IP in a lot of ways. Is that correct?
Yes. I when I played Sonic the Hedgehog, though it was really criticized in the community, I think like Gun has everything to give Sonic. I mean, I liked the game Sonic the Hedgehog. I still play it to this day. So I feel like if Gun isn't there, if they aren't there, there's something missing, not only for Shadow the Hedgehog, but also for Team Dark. Because when I see the comics, I feel like Team Dark and even Shadow the Hedgehog, Rouge the Bat, and E1 to 3 Omega, well, they're not really a team in IDW publishing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm trying to say that it was a good idea when they were brought in Sonic Heroes. And after Sonic Heroes, they were still a team. They were still working for Gun. And I think the relationship between Shadow, his teammates, even the rest of Gun could be important for him.
Do you feel that like Gun kind of made Sonic a bit more dark or a bit more edgier? What's your take on it?
Well, it certainly made him a bit more edgier or dark, but that's what we want to see.
Do you think Sonic's better?
We need to have more darker subtext, and not just plain old good things happening all the way. Not just colorful things. We also need to have much more depth. If, for example, if we put a Batman into an environment that doesn't really suit him, you're bound to have someone in the fence saying, "What happened? It was supposed to be dark." For Shadow the Hedgehog, this is kind of the same thing. Shadow was trying to be his own character, and his character is dark, edgy, and all that. But that's what we liked about the character.
Right. So you're saying that's kind of in a way that's kind of like what makes Shadow the Hedgehog is Gun, and also kind of what makes the whole Sonic IPs. It really adds a lot to the story. Can I say that?
Yes.
Okay. I saw that you have some knowledge with what the community refers to as RP or role playing in the Sonic fan community. Do you think you could tell us a little bit about what the community is and what the appeal is of RP?
So the role play, I've been doing this for 10 years now. Role play is the fact that you can act as a character. For example, for me, I decided to role play as the gun commander, but also a gun soldier. I could also try Shadow the Hedgehog, though I haven't for some time now. And this is just basically, this is kind of our fan fiction. You make up stories. For example, when I was still role playing as Shadow the Hedgehog, there was one of my friends who had an OC, and we were making up stories for both of our characters, interactions. How did Shadow meet this character? It's basically that. And it's it's either one-liner or para. One-liner is when you make just one line, and para is when you make multiple lines. I'm kind of semi-para, for example. That means I make at least 3 lines when I role play.
Okay. So do you think you could kind of give us like a picture of like how big the role-playing community is online? It's mostly through Discord, right?
When I first started it was on Facebook. But I moved away to Twitter because Facebook is not my thing anymore. I don't really like Facebook now as I used to a few years ago. And I decided to go to Twitter to role play there.
Right.
Let me see. Are there some? Do I have some screenshots?
I've followed a couple of Discords and related to Sonic that have a lot of RP, and I see a lot of people on Twitter that say things like, "I do not do RP." Does that mean like random people kind of come up to you and they start asking to role play these certain characters all the time? Do you ever have people come up to you and ask this?
Normally, you should know when a role player comes to you and he tells you, "Do you want to role play?" This is really basic because because they follow people in the hopes that they will be role players, and most of them have accounts like mine, the Commander. There's also Eggman. There are a few from after Super Genesis Wave, like I think there is Breezy. What I can think about is Bernadette the Hedgehog, Sonic's mother before Super Genesis Wave. You know if they are role play because they said you can see it in their pin. You can see that they are role players.
Okay, I see. But yeah, sorry, I kind of interrupted you a little bit. You were saying that some of the role-playing communities. So you said you started off on Facebook. Was this like? Was it like kind of a community that said Sonic role players? Is that kind of the title or the group they had on there?
The first time I started role playing on Facebook, it was the Metal Sonic page, and I kind of got familiar with the roleplay community there. I started roleplaying on Facebook. I made pages before I made after that, I made some accounts, but really the roleplay community on Facebook kind of died down a bit. So I went to Twitter and I see that there is a roleplay community there for us to roleplay as the characters we want to roleplay as.
Would you describe role-playing as a lot of fun?
Yes, I still do it to this day and I still enjoy it.
What do you think is like one of the most fun parts about it?
Well, the fun part is acting as your favorite character. Like for me,
of course,
I really love Shadow the Hedgehog or the Commander. But you can also roleplay as other characters from Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, for example, if what I thought was making roleplay with the NPCs for Sonic Adventure or even Sonic 06 or Sonic Unleashed, you can make all kinds of roleplay. For example, you can make action roleplays, adventure, and even slice of life is a good way for you to roleplay as your favorite character.
Right. So kind of to picture what that looks like, it's kind of like you go up to someone who is open for doing a role play and they play their character, you play yours, and I imagine that like there's some sort of plot or there's some sort of story that comes with it. Or do you have to like force a story, or is like you were saying, was it just slice of life where you just talk as your character, or do you have like some sort of direction with it?
Well, you can plot with the specific people you want to roleplay with. For example, you tell him, "I was thinking of a plot," or you just RP alone. You just make the starter and you go from there. For me, I kind of do both. For example, I like to make plots for interactions, or I can just type one thing and the person is going to send a reply and we can go from there. It's very simple. The second way is very simple for role play if you first start to do it.
Right. Do you think you could give me an example of a storyline that's one that you find really popular and fun to do with other people?
An example. If it's an example, it might be not really plot heavy. Sometimes when I don't have any ideas, I just go on. Like, for example, I see Eggman is talking to Shadow, or Shadow is approaching Eggman's base, and in the intent to battle his robots, for example, and we go from there. When I plot, it's when I really have an idea that I can try to show.
Okay, so basically, because this is all text-based, there's no pictures. When you're kind of, talking to another person, do you have to like speak in terms of like scene setting? Like you have to describe the scene? And is there a different way that like you show like dialogue when you're talking to the other character when you want them to react? Is there anything like, because I'm totally new to role playing. I don't know anything about this. So is there like a certain text you use or some sort of way to like tell the other person that like you're talking about a scene or you're talking about a dialogue or whatever?
Well, when you describe the action, you just type, and when the character needs to say something, you're putting parentheses between each each sentences he's saying. For example, Sonic is walking up to X-Men's base. Parenthesis. I've been looking for you, Baldy McNosehair. And the parenthesis. He said, chuckling. It can be like that.
Right. Okay. I see. And a lot of this is just kind of based upon like Sonic games. Can I say that?
Yes. But there's not just Sonic in the overall roleplay community. Seeing as you can RP as anyone you want, yeah, you're bound to have other fan base that develops in the roleplay.
Right. All right. Well, that's been interesting. I've never really talked to anyone about the whole role playing community. I know it's pretty big, or at least some of the Discords I've been a part of and I've seen. Seems like there's many different areas you can show up. I forgot which one it was that I was in for a little while, and I was trying to dig through some of those. So currently, the best place for probably role playing these days is Twitter. Is that correct?
Yes, I choose either Twitter or Discord.
Okay. I was going to say, also on your Twitter page, you have mentioned that you have left the Sonic community a couple of times. What is it that makes you want to leave every now and then? Because I've left myself. I mean, I left when I was like, what? I left after Sonic didn't have a video game, like a proper tentpole video game, after Sonic and Knuckles, like a long time ago. And so I missed out on Sonic Adventure, missed out on Sonic Adventure 2, then all of those. And I didn't come back to the Sonic community or the Sonic fandom until Sonic Mania came out, because I heard it was a lot like the older games. So with that in mind, with this long history and story, what is it that what has made you want to leave over all these years?
Well, I said the community is a good thing, but at that time, it was also the community that made me want to leave. When I first started role-playing on Facebook, I was also role-playing as the commander, and the only role-play I had were, oh, it's the gun commander, let's kill him. And that was it. And to me, this is
so they just wanted to kill your character. That's it.
Yes.
They didn't want to role play. They wanted to role play, getting rid of your character. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, that was basically that. The gun commander at that time, when Sonic the Hedgehog was came out, the gun commander had a lot more criticism. Even not criticism. It was just bashing. You were just having people who told you, "Oh, you roleplay as this character. He tried to kill Shadow."
Okay, so they kind of like continue.
It was like, why can't I get some interesting roleplays? For example, having people to really have meaningful interactions. That was not what I had when I first started role-playing as this character. It was just always the same thing. Let's kill the commander over and over and over again. That wasn't really interesting to me, so I kind of left at that time, and I went to another fan base. But then when I saw what Sega was doing with G.U.N, I came back because I still like G.U.N.
Okay. So it sounds kind of like the people who are doing the role play on Facebook, they're kind of forcing scenarios that you didn't particularly like. I mean, I wouldn't like those. Where, getting rid of the commander or forcing storylines Can I say
Yes.
that? Okay, I see. Yeah, I could see how that would get frustrating. I guess you kind of have to set some rules in terms of role playing. Like, you can't always kill off certain characters, based upon.
To be fair, I also had this problem when I first came on Twitter. It's funny that after all these years, Shadow the Hedgehog came out in 2005, and some people haven't forgot about that. At that moment, I just blocked those people because they weren't going to do something interesting with my character. And this, bear in mind that I say this for the gun commander, but really hate characters in the community, like, for example, Christopher Thorndike or even Elise, which those characters I don't have a problem with these characters.
Mm-hmm.
But they can also have this kind of bashing.
Right.
They're going to be told, oh, you will play as Chris, or you will play as Elise. People are very, very picky. And
so wait, do they ask you to role play as Chris Thorndike?
Yes.
Okay.
There are some role players on Twitter who RP as Chris Thorndike. They shouldn't have to have. They shouldn't supposed to have insults toward them.
I see. So they kind of do it as an insult, you would say.
Yes.
Okay.
They're just going at these people to tell them, oh, you will play as him. I don't like this character. Just leave.
Right. So what'd you say? It sounds like a lot of this role-playing stuff it's kind of like what they call headcanon. Perhaps you're familiar with Chris Whitehead, the guy who created Sonic Mania. His company is named Headcanon, I think, for this reason. It sounds like a lot of these role-playing storylines and a lot of role-playing in general, it kind of leads to like these story arcs and these story creations, and like you're kind of building them while talking. Would you say that you've had really good experiences, role playing where you felt like, I have a really good story here, I could make this into a Sonic story or like a Shadow the Hedgehog story? Have you ever felt that way?
Yes. And I even made some, I'm also going to say that, to go as far as to say that I made some new friends thanks to role playing. It helped me, role playing community, and me. It helped me out a lot because I could just maybe I have problems in real life or something like that. You can just tell one of your friends, for example, to roleplay, to feel better, to make new connections, make new friends. And to me, roleplay is part of my life. Really, roleplay helped me out a lot. I made some new friends, and I'm grateful to have these friends.
Oh, really? Well,
yes.
That's interesting. Well, I'm very happy for you. How often would you say you roleplay? Is this something you do daily, or is it something like once a week, or something that you do only in your free time?
I do it when I feel like roleplaying. I just hop on my one of my accounts, and I just tell someone, "Do you want to roleplay? You want to plot?" Or in these times when I really have nothing else to do, I like to.
Right. It must be perfect during like coronavirus because we're all stuck in our homes. So there's not much else we can really do. There's not too much new entertainment out there. So I guess we have to keep ourselves entertained somehow. All right, then. So I'm going to pivot a little bit here for my last question for you. Have you seen that that gun may appear in the second Sonic movie?
Oh yes. When I saw it on Twitter, I was like, wow, I'm so hyped for them to come back, because at least at least Paramount acknowledge that gun is important. The Sonic movie understands that gun has an importance, and I'm really depending on the Sonic movie to succeed, to say that yes, gun should be taken seriously. People liked it. People liked gun, even if it has had mixed reviews. They liked it. It was a good idea, good concept, and that's why I'm thinking that the Sonic movie can make them shine again.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's only really a G that we saw, like on a tank and on a helicopter. But do you think sorry, I can't speak. Do you think that 100% is gun? Like, with no questions? Without a question, you think, yes, that is 100% gun?
I think it is. If it's if the movie is based on the video games, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is gun. And we're also going to have Shadow, or even Rouge, and possibly Omega. Maybe we're going to have something interesting with the movie. Unlike the games where it's not going anywhere right now, I'm much more impatient to see the movie.
Do you think that it's going to be... Continue. Oh, sorry.
Because at least the movie is preparing its time to have world building and character development, and that's all in their honor. They understand that that's what the fans want. And I'm gonna say, if you watch this podcast, you should go watch the Sonic movie, so you can say, yes, gun is important.
Okay. So, because what I was thinking is, you never really know, because I remember seeing a couple of other little Easter eggs they had in, or at least what I've seen out through Twitter and like through Tails' channel, also on Twitter, that they would have these little things like Robotnik's Mean Bean, like based off of the video game Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. I'm kind of curious if this is just going to be an Easter egg, like it's just going to be something you see like on the side, because like you noticed in the first Sonic film they used Sonic, the I gotta go fast, like kind of as a small little nod or wink to the audience, oh, we know of Sonic, that sort of thing. Do you think it's going to be a part of the plot, like part of the story? Or if you had to guess, because none of us really know. None of us have, unless you've read the script. I haven't read the Sonic 2 script.
Well, I didn't read the script, but what I feel like is that they are taking their time to do the world building, and since Gun appears in Sonic Adventure 2, they might be preparing for this. Maybe it's not. Maybe they have a bit of importance in the Sonic movie 2, but their biggest importance is going to be for the movies afterward. We begin to see it in the Sonic movie. We had the army, but it wasn't really called Gun at that time. We didn't know if it was Gun. In Sonic movie 2, we have confirmation that it is Gun. This is important for the world building. And I think they're going to really represent the Gun in a positive way, unlike the games. And I think if you are a fan of my cause, you should go watch the movie. I strongly encourage it.
Well, it's coming out next year, right? Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, I think it's coming out next year. Well, it's no surprise because of the pandemic and everything. We're still not going to have it this year. But next year, when the movie comes out, you can be sure I'm going to see it, and I really hope that they are going to do it good, so that I can encourage people to go see the movie.
Right. You said that you were saying that Gun. It looks like they're going to be more in a positive light than in a negative one. You think that Gun was kind of portrayed negatively in the Sonic series, like Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic Adventure 2, and I guess also Generations and Sonic X?
Well, not really negatively, but general audience at that time said they didn't really like where this was going. The movie has the capacity to say that it can work. Gun can come back. Gun can be good. If the movie does it good, people are gonna like it. And maybe they can be forgiving about games like Shadow the Hedgehog, or even how Gun was portrayed in the games or in the comics. Gun can come back thanks to the movie. To the games right now, I don't feel like it's going to be heard, but the movie can do it. I'm pretty sure of it.
Okay. So do you think you could tell me a little bit about what is the negative response to Gun? Because I don't really follow a lot of what people thought of Gun in particular. What would you say is the overall reception? What do people think of Gun online, or I guess within the Sonic fandom?
When they were in first in Sonic Adventure 2, it wasn't a very good response, because some people didn't like the open world aspect of Sonic. For example, Sonic Adventure, though it worked, had mixed reviews. Same with Sonic Adventure 2. But for Shadow the Hedgehog, to have humans with animals, well, some people didn't like that. They preferred when Sonic wasn't with humans. He needed to be with other anthropomorphic animals, and the humans didn't really work.
So some people were offended that humans and animals coexisted.
Yes, if I could give an advice for a video that talks about this, it's Characters in Death, or Anthony Easy on Twitter. On YouTube, it's Character in Death. He made a video about humans in Sonic, and I think he did a good job telling us that yes, humans are important. This is also
okay. I'll link that down below after we're done with this interview in the description.
I'm gonna say thank you to all those who listened to this podcast, and if you want to us on Twitter, Instagram, link will be in the descriptions. We really
I'll put them
need
down there
to have more members to say yes, Gun can come back. We can convince Sega for them to come back.
So yes, I guess that's pretty much all my questions for today. So you can find JoinGun down in the description down below. Be sure to follow his. He just started his new Discord, so be sure to introduce yourself in there, and he'll give you a role probably, and you can also find him on Twitter and also on Instagram, as we said. So for myself, the Sonic Historian Discord, you can please join it. It's down below. Be sure to introduce yourself. Pick a role if you like, so we know who you are. And, come as you are, as they say. And every Wednesday, usually every Wednesday, unless there's some problems, I stream a Sonic game through Twitch at Rad Culture at Twitch or Twitch TV, twitch.tv/radculture. You can find me there every Wednesday. Be sure to follow us there. So until then, I'm Radrey, and that was JoinGun. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you for your time.